Wow! Real Madrid 1. Arsenal 2. Arsenal 2. Real Madrid 1. Just wow. Arsenal slapped up the defending champions, the current champions of the Champions League. 15-time holders of the Champions League, home and away. Dominated them, home and away. Dominated at the Emirates, dominated at the Bernabeu. Wow. Someone said, if you add the last time I met them in the Champions League knockout stages, 2005, 2006, and this game today, this particular fixture, it means that Real Madrid has not beat Arsenal in 4 games. 4 games! They've not beat Arsenal because that one we won at the Emirates, Thierry Henry, 1-0. At the Bernabeu was 0-0. This time, 3-0 at the Emirates, 2-1 at the Bernabeu. The new Bernabeu. Wow. Just wow. Big up to Mikel Arteta. Big up to the players. It's fantastic. Like, I was not even worried at all during the game. Like, the boys knew what it meant and they stood up to the occasion. Even the goal they got was a moment of complacency, should we say, from William Saliba. But to me, everybody today, everybody in this fixture, this quarterfinals, gets an excellent in the player rating. Even those that did not really perform, excellent, because they all did a job on Real Madrid. You can say that Real Madrid team is filled with world-class players and world-class talent. But who shined in both legs? Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, Myles Lewis-Skelly, Thomas Partey, Julian Timber, Kivior, David Raya, Martinelli. Come on, who else am I missing? Saliba. Who else am I missing? Mikel Merino. Come on, man. All the boys, big up, big up, big up, big up to the boys. Big up to the players. Big up to Mikel Arteta. Let's talk about the game briefly, right? Because the first 15 minutes, I would say that Arsenal were dominating as well. Saka was on a mission. He wanted to score a goal. And boy, did he score his goal. He scored his goal. But we'll get to that anyway. First 15 minutes, Arsenal were on top, dominating. Saka missed lots of chances. We got a penalty from nowhere, because that action was like 1 or 2 minutes away from when the VAR told the ref to go and check for the penalty, because I was watching with no commentary, a channel with no commentary. So I didn't know what was going on. I just saw the ref running to the VAR. I was like, oh, what's going on here? I even thought that it was during that particular phase of play. Odegaard put Saka through, and I was like, okay, it was Saka fouled, it was Odegaard fouled, only to find out actually it was a previous gameplay that was called, a previous phase of play that was called. So I was like, interesting. EPL referees will not give that. They'll be like, oh no, it's long gone now. So big up to the VAR and the referee team for giving that penalty to Arsenal. And Saka wanted to do a Panenka, did not actually hit the ball well. It was a terrible penalty. Courtois saved it. You could see the joy in his face. I think the Real Madrid players were nervous. You can see it. Jude Bellingham was rattled. Vinicius was rattled. Mbappe was rattled. Valverde was rattled. Everyone rattled. Each time we had a set piece, Courtois was pissing himself. Figuratively, obviously. But yeah, first 15 minutes dominated. They grew into the game back in the 20th minute. They dominated possession for the most of the first half. But like I said, I was not worried because we were resolute. We soaked in every pressure. Rice was immense. Saka tracking back, Martinelli tracking back, Odegaard tracking back, Myles Lewis-Skelly also so immense. It was just good to watch. And they also got their own penalty incident. That was the most absurd kind of decision I've seen in a long time, because obviously VAR watched it. They could have called that it was not a penalty, right? They spent about 3 minutes VAR looking at the penalty and then also sending the referee to go and look at the monitor. Surely you can see that was not a penalty. Even Rice was like, look, this is not a penalty. But I can understand that Mbappe, obviously he's the attacking guy, he fell to contact. He wanted to buy a penalty. And I was like, someone in our group chat was like, this is them trying to, do their Migrimo and Rigmarole. But luckily, the ref came to his senses and did not give them that penalty. But I was like, okay, you wasted all this time for what? Then it made sense because at the end of the first half, the additional minute was 7. They gave 7 minutes additional time. For the first half, no player was injured. 3 minutes VR time wastage and maybe 1 minute for the Arsenal one. Maybe 5 minutes. 7! Because at that point, they were on top. They were hoping that maybe something is going to happen, but it didn't happen. Right? Jude Bellingham was rattled. Like I said, it just even blew my mind how he did not get any yellow cards in that game. But Thomas Partey, for one incident, got shown a yellow card so that he's going to miss the semi-finals. I'm not saying that was a conspiracy. It's just that it was just funny to see. But also, Partey, why are you getting involved? Why was he getting involved? Even Rice was mad. We're all mad. Like, we hope it doesn't cost us in that game because that was a moment of silliness. But anyways, that was the only downside in the game. Everything else was just fantastic. Saka got his goal. Brilliant goal. He was involved as well from the beginning, right? He was involved in the setup of the goal. Finished his goal well. The goal that he scored, dinged the keeper. I think that's what he should have done with the penalty, but he did not hit the ball. He did not connect with the ball well, I would say. That's the excuse I'll give him. But very good goal from Bukayo Saka, star boy, wonder kid. All right. And basically shut them up, and then a moment of complacency from Saliba a few seconds later. Not even up to 2 minutes. He was not even watching the ball. It was just too comfortable because, there was no threat to him throughout the game. And then Vinny, slid in, scored his goal, 1-1, and that was it really. Because if we didn't make a mistake, they won't score. Although you could argue that every goal is a mistake. But anyways, let's burn that. Arsenal were great. Arsenal dominated. Martinelli scored to just kill the game in the 90th or 90-something minute. Fantastic. Very, very brilliant. I was just impressed with the boys. Like I said, well done to the manager. Well done to the boys. I'm so excited. I don't even know what to say too much. Everything I've written down, the point, keynote, I don't even want to even talk about it anymore because I'm just excited. Some of the key battles were still the same. And obviously we dominated. Timber versus Vinicius Jr., Timber won that one. Thomas Partey versus Jude Bellingham, Partey won that one. Saka versus Alaba, Saka won that one. Rice versus Mbappe, Rice. Rice versus Tchouaméni, Rice. Rice versus Valverde, Rice. Myles Lewis-Skelly versus Rodrigo, Myles Lewis-Skelly. Myles Lewis-Skelly versus Valverde, Myles. Let's do a quick player rating. Like I said, everyone is going to get excellent in this player rating, right? David Raya, excellent. Myles Lewis-Skelly, outstanding. Kivio, excellent. Saliba, excellent. Timber, outstanding. Thomas Partey, outstanding. Declan Rice, outstanding. Odegaard was the weakest link. Yeah, one of 2 weakest links, but still, we dominated home and away. Outstanding. Saka, outstanding. Merino, excellent. Martinelli, excellent. Okay, and the manager, outstanding. Bossing Real Madrid, his tactics, everything was spot on this time. The only thing I would have said, should have brought on like Ethan Nwaneri and Butler Odegaard to let them have that experience of playing in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, to give them that boost in their career. But anyways, it is what it is right now. I'm happy. I'm buzzing. We're into the semi-finals. We're going to face PSG. That's going to be a different kettle of fish. We're going to preview the game when the time comes. But I have a 60-40 confidence that we're going to go through to the finals. But yeah, big up the players. Big up Arteta. We're through to the semi-finals. It is what it is. This has been Daft. Please press the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here to do so. Check out our other content. Run Off Play Podcast. Katayan Podcast. Until the next time, stay safe. Enjoy your evening. Come on, you Gunners. Always.